Are you tired of paying excessive trading fees when dealing with cryptocurrencies? Are you concerned about having to reveal your personal information to companies that may not prioritize your privacy and may even actively work against it? Would you rather trade anonymously? Do you want a platform that guarantees the security of your coins and makes it impossible for them to be lost or stolen? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, you're in luck, because today we'll be demonstrating how you can accomplish all of these things with the new BasicSwap DEX developed by the Particl team. So BasicSwap is a privacy-first, decentralized and cross-chain trading exchange that charges no fee at all, complete with a fully distributed order book. It has a number of coins available, with more on the way, but as we see here, it currently works with Bitcoin, Monero, Particl, PIVX, Firo, Litecoin, and Dash. However, for the purpose of this video, I've only got Bitcoin, Monero, and Particl activated. In this demo today, we'll be testing BasicSwap by first placing an offer on the order book and waiting for someone to pick it up so that we can swap with them. Then we'll perform a second swap by selecting an offer left by someone else so that we can fully explore the functionality of BasicSwap. One of BasicSwap's key security features is its non-custodial nature. This means that you retain full control of your private keys at all times and don't have to entrust them to a third party, which has unfortunately led to enormous losses, thefts, or frauds in the past in the cryptocurrency space. And so here in the wallets page, you can see all of the coins that you've enabled. And in our case here, we only see Bitcoin, Monero, and Particl because that's what we've got enabled for the moment. Note that BasicSwap is currently in open beta, and at the stage that we're in, you're required to host full nodes of the coins that you activate. That means running and storing their pruned blockchain locally, which provides a maximal level of security. However, as we march forward, we fully intend to deploy web versions of the DEX that can be accessed through a browser, as well as more convenient light and remote services for local setups. To place an offer on the order book, the first step is click on the blue Place New Offer button at the very top of the screen here, which leads us to the New Offer page. Now, it's important to understand that BasicSwap is a little bit more than just an end-user application. It's a fully decentralized DEX protocol on which a wider privacy-first and pro-liberty ecosystem of dApps is being built on, and because we're early into the beta, we're currently running a full DEX node here. That means you have a lot of granular control over the parameters of the swaps you undergo, which may feel a little bit overwhelming for some. In the future, simpler and more user-oriented versions of the DEX will become available, but today, we're using a full node. The first option here is the Select Network. That's where you choose who can see your offer. Public network means that everybody that runs BasicSwap will be able to see your offer, but you can also specify specific identities. For example, if you select an address like we've just done here, which is someone else's identity which I've previously saved, only this person will be able to see the offer on the order book. For anybody else, it will be invisible, and there's simply no way for them to know that the offer even exists in the first place. So you can see that function as a way to make private OTC deals without public exposure, but with all the security and convenience benefits of using BasicSwap. For this demo, let's publish the offer on the public order book. The selected address, we'll leave it as is for today. This is your identity from which you want to publish your offer. On BasicSwap, you can either publish all your offers using the same identity or under a different one every time. For example, if you're a market maker or a liquidity provider and you want people to recognize you, you can keep on reusing the same identity, which will help you build trust with others. But you can also use a different or an entirely new one every time you publish offers if you want to achieve a higher level of privacy. After that, you'll find the swap type option, and you can choose between secret hash and adapter sig. Secret hash is the regular HTLC-based atomic swap protocol that was made popular by the Decker team. The other one, adapter signature, was put together by Joel Gugger, sometimes more widely known as Hashed, who's a Monero contributor. This type of swap has the added benefit of supporting scriptless coins like Monero, but it also provides huge privacy advantages because it doesn't inscribe an identical hash into the two participating blockchains of a swap, unlike HTLC, which can then be used to infer the participants of any given coin swap. Because this hash is permanently inscribed on public blockchains, it poses a significant privacy risk and enables financial spying protocols to trace the chain of ownership of coins across different blockchains. Adapter signature makes this practice impossible, so because we're swapping Bitcoin for Monero, we'll use adapter signatures. Here we select Bitcoin because that's what we're offering, and Monero because that's what we want to get in return. For this walkthrough, we'll just do a small swap, 0.0003 Bitcoin, and we have to specify how many Monero we want to get in return. There's a few ways that you can go about it. First, you can check what are the current market prices of the coins you'll be trading and calculate the rate manually. or you can more easily just click here to pull up an inferred rate calculated from their market price using the CoinGecko API. You can just copy the rate, place it in the rate text box here by making sure that we've got the lock rate box checked, and then simply clicking away will give you the number of Monero you'd get by trading at current market value for both coins. Of course, you can adjust how many Monero that you want to get exactly, and you do that by unchecking lock rate and adjusting the number of Monero like that, and the rate will update. But this time, we really just want to swap at the current market prices, so we'll use the inferred rate. When you download BasicSwap, it comes with a basic market making companion script that can be used to automatically update your offers based on the latest market prices and set up a premium percentage. This is useful for market makers that want to earn a few bucks on the spread and benefit from arbitrage opportunities. Stay tuned for a separate video that will be added to our BasicSwap playlist shortly on that matter. After that, you've got the minimum bid amount, which is the minimum amount of Monero someone needs to offer to place a bid on your offer. Then, in additional options, you've got amount variable, which allows people to bid on your offer with less coins than asked, and rate variable, which allows people to bid using a different rate. We're not going to be enabling the latter today, but we'll enable the amount variable option, which is particularly useful if you want to place large offers at a set price and allow people to bid for small chunks of it. You can then move to the next step by clicking on Continue. And that brings you to the Offer Parameters page. Here, you've got a bunch of options related to fees and blocks. We usually recommend leaving them by default as they are intended for technical users or developers, but if you want to tweak these settings, it's possible. What interests us more here is the offer valid, which sets how many hours you want your offer to remain on the order book. The current maximum is 48 hours, but as we've just mentioned, you can set up your offer to automatically be republished using the companion market making script that comes with BasicSwap. The contract lock hour option determines for how long you're willing to wait for the person you're swapping with to move through steps of the swap. Because BasicSwap is based on atomic swaps, a few steps are involved throughout the process in which both your node and the one of the people you're swapping with need to exchange various pieces of data. If one of the parties fails to provide the required data at any point during the process, this timer ensures that the coins are refunded. We'll put that at 6 hours for now, which means that we'll get our coins refunded after 6 hours of inactivity from the other swapper, which generally doesn't really happen because the whole process is automatic. Then, auto-accept strategy. Accept known as that you're going to be automatically accepting offers from bidders that you successfully swapped with in the past. That can be useful if you just want to swap with people that you trust or know that are going to go through swaps without issues. Accept all is that you're going to accept any incoming bid on your offer. We don't recommend setting your offer as accept all if you've also enabled rate variable. We'll leave that as none to show you how you can manually accept bids. And then in the final stage, you have the confirmation page. Here, you review all the details of your offer, and when you're ready to go, you publish it in the order book by hitting the confirm offer button. It may take a few seconds before the offer shows up on the order book as it needs to propagate through the network. Here we see it just here at the top. Now, all you have to do is to wait for someone to place a bid on your offer. If you've noticed, in bids received, the notification number went from 3 to 4. That indicates that a new bid was received, so we'll go ahead and look at it. The bids received page shows you a list of all previously received and currently active bids. In bid status, you can see some bids are marked as completed, but we've got a new one just right here which is marked as received. So let's take a look at it by clicking on the bid hash. This brings us to the bid page, which displays all of its details. If that offer is something you want to accept, and we really recommend you really look at the details before initiating a swap, then you can scroll down and click on Accept Bid. And now BasicSwap shows that the bid was accepted, and the swap will proceed from this point onward without any further manual step required from you. On this page, the status of the swap will be constantly updated next to bid state and state description. It's important to know that an atomic swap is, by design, a trustless exchange of digital assets between two users that happens on chain and requires several confirmations from both blockchains involved. This means you will have to wait a few minutes before a swap completes. Depending on what coins you're trading and the congestion of its network, you may observe that sometimes swaps happen faster than usual and sometimes slower. So don't worry if a swap seems to take longer than you would expect. It will eventually complete. Otherwise, you'll be refunded your coins if the security timer of the offer expires. But in any case, you can monitor the progress of your swap step by step here under the old states section of the page. As you click on the refresh button, you'll see that over time, all successful steps are logged here. And so here, you can see that the swap is progressing as expected. Since we now need to wait for the swap to follow its course, we'll speed up the video. So sit back and enjoy BasicSwap doing its magic as it seamlessly swaps one cryptocurrency for another with complete privacy, no fees, and without any involvement from third-party intermediaries. Occasionally, you may see updates that appear to be errors or failures, as depicted here. This happens because one chain is waiting to receive information from the other blockchain to proceed to the next stage, but it hasn't yet received it. Rest assured that this is normal and not a cause for concern. The information will be received eventually, and the process will move on to the next step. As you can see, the blockchain has now received the necessary information and has progressed to the next stage. We'll wait for the final part of the swap to complete. The swap has now been successfully completed. And to confirm, we'll check our wallets to ensure that the number of coins corresponds to what we anticipated. Note that there may be a brief delay before the coins appear in your wallets. If they don't show up immediately, simply hit the refresh button to update your wallet. Although the swapped amount has now arrived, it still needs to be confirmed before it can be used again. Once a block is validated, the coins will be marked as available and can be used. Again, hitting the refresh button will update your wallet accordingly. We've just exchanged Bitcoin for Monero without third-party involvement or fees, and in full privacy due to the adapter signature atomic swap method used. Of course, since these involve purely on-chain transactions, you still need to pay the typical transaction fee of the coin that you're sending to the other person. But that is all. No platform fee, no token-based monetization layer or other gimmicks of that sort. Just pure, unadulterated person-to-person swaps. But what if you want to pick an offer from the order book instead of creating one? You can do that as well, and it's just as easy, if not even easier, and with fewer steps involved. Let's go back to the order book and find an order we want to pick up. Here, someone's offering Bitcoin and asking Monero in return, and since we've just acquired Monero, why not switch it back to Bitcoin? On the left side, you can view the offer's timestamp and relevant details. It's worth noting that this particular offer requires the bidder to bid for the full amount since it's not set as amount variable. Additionally, the offer uses the adapter signature atomic swap method, ensuring the highest level of privacy possible. Let's pick that offer. To do so, we just click on the blue swap button next to the offer, and you'll be redirected to an overview page with all the necessary details of the transaction. Again, we recommend you to review all of the details. If satisfied, proceed by scrolling down the page and clicking on the New Bid button. Here, you can specify the duration for which your bid will be valid and the identity from which you want to submit it. The validity duration is crucial because it ensures that your bid remains active only for as long as you're comfortable with. In this example, we've set it to 60 minutes, meaning that if the offer isn't accepted within an hour, the bid will expire. This protects us from offerers accepting the bid too late after the price of either coin has moved beyond our desired levels. Initiate the swap by clicking here, and BasicSwap will indicate to you that the bid has been sent. If you refresh here, you're going to notice that you're not getting swap updates like we did previously. That's because you're on the offer page. You need to scroll down and open the bid page by clicking on its hash, and that will bring you to the same page that we have been before with the old states and events sections. As the bid has now been accepted, we wait and see that, just like previously, the swap will progress through its steps and display its progress here. Eventually, the swap will complete like it just did now. In this example, the swap took a bit longer than usual to complete because some of the blocks on one or both of the blockchains involved took longer than usual to confirm. This is a normal part of the process and can happen from time to time. It's important to be patient and not worry if the swap takes a bit longer than expected. The decentralized nature of BasicSwap means that it may take longer than a centralized exchange, but you have the added security of being in full control of your private keys at all times. If anything goes wrong and the other swapper cannot complete their required steps, you'll simply end up being refunded the full amount. To confirm that the coins have effectively been received, navigate back to the wallets page. Please note that it may take some time for the coins to appear in your wallet, especially if the network is congested. If they are not showing up immediately, try hitting the refresh button and wait a few minutes. In this case, the Bitcoins are not showing up yet because they still need to be confirmed by the network. Once a block is added to the blockchain and the transaction is confirmed, the coins will become available in your wallet and their balance will be updated accordingly. Here they are. That summarizes most of the key features of BasicSwap. As you have witnessed, it is incredibly simple to place or accept orders from its decentralized order book and trade directly with anyone without involving any third parties, incurring fees, or compromising your privacy. BasicSwap has been built upon the foundational work of those who have contributed to decentralized and open-source blockchain technologies. It is a continuation of their efforts to move towards a vision of a decentralized global economy that enables complete financial freedom and sovereignty for everyone. If you share this vision, we call for you to join us in this important fight for our liberties by spreading the word about Particl and BasicSwap and providing liquidity to its order book. Every contribution, no matter how small, helps us get closer to a brighter and more equitable future for all. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you are still watching, give us a thumbs up, follow our channel, and hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted to any new videos we upload. In addition, we encourage you to explore our BasicSwap and Particl Marketplace playlists for additional content, tutorials, and guides.